Blood Rage overall, another awesome game by Eric Lang. He really did crush it with this one. In my opinion, it's one of the most highly rated games that I own. I love it 2-player, I love it 3-player, I love it 4-player, and I played it with a 5-player expansion, and I love that too.
In the same group of whatever you put Cosmic Encounter in, I would think. The game has so many things I like. It has drafting, which I love.
Right.
Okay? It has the variable player powers, not at the beginning, but as time goes by, you're different than everyone else, how you put them out there.
Right.
It has that combat that pretty much very similar to Cosmic Encounter. You have 3, I have 2, we both play cards, we add them to our scores, with the possibility sometimes of even adding more cards.
Sure, okay.
So I love all 3 of those things, and they work really well in this game.
Much like with Chaos in the Old World, in just a very broad sense, it's almost asymmetrical. At the beginning of the game, you are exactly the same as the other clans. But then you have a draft of cards. And with that draft, you say, oh, this seems like a cool thing to do. I'm just going to go straight out for combat. Fight, fight, fight as much as I can. Or, oh, hey, monsters. Love those monsters. I'm going to go for that as much as I can. Or, hey, I just want to lose all the time. So I got these cool Loki cards. So I'm going to totally jerk you guys over and then get points where I can in that way and do very well that way, as a matter of fact. Or, you know what? I'm just going to obliterate my guys. I'm going to do as best I possibly can of putting my guys in harm's way to die in glorious battle or to die in Ragnarok, whatever I have to do to send them to Valhalla and get a ton of points that way. My point is there are different paths to victory in this game, and they all feel unique and distinct. Each player can fall into a route and feel like they're doing something completely different than the other players. And
thing that to note, which is very interesting to me, is that the game actually works really good with 2 players. Now I haven't played with 5. I have the stuff for 5, but I haven't played with any expansion stuff. I'm like don't even really want to at this point because I'm really just having a good time with it with just the 2, 3, and the 4 player.
Other than that, it's a really fun game. Blood Rage is one of my favourite games. It really is. It's one of my most highly rated games, and anytime somebody offers me to play it, I'm really keen to play it, and I'm really keen to try and, dare I say it, just kick some butt and gain some glory. Like it's just a really awesome game, and that's my opinion on Blood Rage.
This though really excels, I think, as a 2-player game, which is awesome. I love that because you can get really good back and forth drafting with just a 2-player setup. And you can still have some dynamics and some interesting and tense moments in terms of, like, you know, do I pull the trigger on this pillage, or do I try to set this up a little bit differently based on how the quest and how I'm going to score my points in all these different ways. It works really great with 2 players. Now I think it's better with 3 and 4, but the fact that it works so well at 2-player is just really, really good and really surprising and very interesting.
And that's great.
Well, what are your final thoughts?
I'm a big fan. This is not my style of game normally, but it does take a lot from the styles of games I like and brings them together and then gives you all this goober and all this plastic and a great theme. I do love the theme. I gotta go with 2 rusty axes up here.
All right.
I am definitely in on this one as well. The Viking theme hits right at home for me. I love the Viking theme, and this one is really thick on it too. This is not some veneer or anything like that, man. This is a fur coat of theme that's on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and give this 2 bear helmets up.
All right. Well, there's very little that I could say that, I mean, I'd have to scrape to think of something I didn't like. I love the miniatures. I love the fact that it's not a very long game and yet gives you a full experience. I love the drafting. I love the combat. I love the sneak surprises. I love the special powers that everybody has. For me, I really think this might hit my top 20 games of all time. That's how much I like it. It is like it's the perfect package. I designed a game for Tom Vassell. That's what it feels like. And for that, I have to give it 3 Viking beards up. I'm not sure why they're up, but hey.
Man, I'm telling you, give it a shot, because I think even Euro gamers will find something to like here, because a lot of what happens is deterministic and is not too random. because of the draft and because of all the different special abilities and all the upgrades that you get. The game feels like you're customizing yourself as you play, which I think a lot of people can glom onto. And if you're an Ameritrasher, hopefully you've already got this game. I mean, this is totally in an Ameritrasher's wheelhouse, and I think it's the perfect distillation of the fun of those games without nearly as much of the bad stuff. So, cannot recommend this one enough. That is Blood Rage from Cool Mini or Not. Believe the hype, it's great.
Zamów już dziś ekskluzywną kopię gry Blood Rage na www.portalgames.pl.